Didn't think we make it. Now they break their neck just to look at me. Remember when I called you and you didn't pull through? Now you hate yourself, you can look at me, look at me. You hate me.
Alright, what's good with everybody? I had already said that I wasn't even going to be making a video or even speaking on the topic on YouTube, but I did say the only way I was going to be making this video is if I had to rebuttal about a video that was made about me. So, you know, let's get to the real truth and everything, man, because, you know, it's a lot of people trying to flip narrative, bruh, and so many people play the victim. And it's the thing that really bugs me about this is this situation is not like any of the other situations I've been in, man. It has nothing to do with me talking about him based on bad work. Still to this day, to this point, man, you guys have seen the videos. I've always spoke highly of Edgar. I've never had anything bad to say about his work. To this day, I still don't have nothing bad to say about his work. I'm not gonna you know, even though we ain't on good terms, I'm not going to downplay the man's work. The man's work is clean. I still think he does good work. This situation has nothing to do with shop-related work at all. Zero. Nothing to do with that. You know, people are trying to flip the narrative and saying, oh, you know, this is a repeated thing with Mike. Mike tends to do this. People are saying, oh, he had an issue with Twinkie. Everybody's seeing how the car was with Twinkie. Man, the car was fucked up. The situation with Works Customs. People, oh, you know, the painter at Works Customs, the car was messed up. And I never even got on here and addressed anything publicly on YouTube about Works Customs. But since we're on the topic and before we get into things with the situation with Edgar, let me go out here and show y'all the shit that I never showed y'all about Works Customs and the reason why we had the falling out. Alright, so I mean, y'all are all familiar with my LSA 350Z, man. And y'all know that I ended up switching painters. That's currently doing my turbo notch. But yeah, man, let's I'm gonna show y'all, man, some of the issues that were coming up with the situation with Works Customs, man. And the thing was, I tried to give him a chance to fix and rectify the situation. When I picked up the car was supposed to go back, and which is a repeated cycle with him is, oh, I'm gonna get it back in. The car doesn't go back in. You guys seen when my boy Janky picked up his car's messed up, not enough clear, it's cracking. And you know, he picked up the car that way. He paid 10 grand for that car, or 12 grand, 10 or 12 grand, whatever it was, to get that car done, and he picked it up with scratches on it that came from them after painting it. But you know, this is how my 350 is. You know, things are cracking, chipping. You can see here, it's chipping. And I know people, oh man, it's polyurethane, maybe it got hit. Like, you can see here, mirrors are missing paint. Look at all the Bondo and stuff on my lights. All this in here, my lights are all scratched up from scuffing. All this stuff was supposed to be fixed, never got fixed. You know, I didn't jump on here and talk about that, but it's, oh, Mike just likes bashing people. Mike, you know, it don't even be that. Over fender literally on here is starting to crack, and this all started happening literally, I want to say a month or two after I got the car back. Shit started cracking, and you know, chips, all kind of stuff. Y'all see that for yourselves, like the situation with Cody, man. It comes down to work. It literally comes down to work being done. Went to the shop, he told me in text everything, oh, I did all this, and then when I go to the shop, none of the stuff's put on. He even apologized publicly for saying, oh, you know, I shouldn't have lied about doing work that I never really did. My truck currently ain't here. Why? I spent $4,500, bought a trans from him that was supposed to be good. What happened? I want to say 2 months later, trans starts slipping. Mind you, it's a level 7 trans built for 1,200 horsepower. You know, trans goes out. Trans ain't here. Y'all already know I've been redoing things on that truck that Cody did. You know, that situation comes down to work. The situation with Miggy, sent the Jay-Z to Texas 3 separate times, man. 3 separate times, and I got my motor back, pulled it apart on YouTube for y'all as it came on a crate, and showed y'all what was inside that motor. There was sandblasting and stuff inside that motor. You know, that was a $20,000 2JZ. Took out a $4,000 turbo, You know, who pays for that, man? Don't nobody pay for that. I pay for that out of pocket. How do I represent someone and vouch for people and then allow my fan base or people to be like, oh yeah, let me go to this person? Because there's been other instances where, you know, a dude in Africa sent the motor to him and he got his motor back messed up. Like, do I allow people to just keep sending motors to people that think built my stuff or whatever? And, you know, the situation comes out like that. So for people that are saying, oh, this is a recurrent thing, bro, all this stuff comes down to work. It literally comes down to work with other people. But the situation with me and Edgar does not come down to work at all. Thing I don't like is he's trying to flip the narrative and say, oh, he got mad because I posted the first startup video. I was there at the shop that day, and then I had left, and then he hits me after and was like, oh, I got the car started. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna come by tomorrow. I want to, you know, check it out. Bro, you didn't even give me an opportunity to see my car run or even get to hear it in person before you were so eager and thirsty to throw up a video, man. And I that's all I said. At that point, it was no arguing. I was just like, you know, it was kind of like, it's like my baby, you know. I wanted to at least be able to see it. Like, so as me and Edgar were talking about that, his brother jumps in. He was like, well, you don't even repost or share our stuff anyway. And I'm like, are you serious? Every single time I was going to do a little update on the build, I was telling people, oh, if you want to see more progress of this, make sure y'all check that out. But this comes down to his brother literally tagging me on everything on Instagram. So what he would do is, if they were working on an Altima or something, they'd be, let's say, putting a new battery or whatever on the Altima. They'll be showing, oh yeah, we doing this on the Altima, and then pan to my car and tag me. Like, am I supposed to be resharing things that aren't even on the 650 page? They're not even on that page. It's his brother's page tagging me and the 650 page and wants me to reshare it from there. I'm like I don't even, you know, I didn't even follow his brother. So it's like, you know, that shit was just odd and weird to me. Anytime Edgar tagged me on something directly from the 650 page, it's like I would reshare it. But this literally came down to literally reshares and shit on social media, which is insane to me, man. And you know, like, when I say this shit really is like heartbreaking, bruh. Like, Edgar was somebody like I looked at like as like my bruh, man. Like, when I was on, we would FaceTime, he would have his son and shit, and he'd be like, oh yeah, you know, Uncle Mike. Like, when I had my daughter, he was like one of the first people that I actually had hit up and was like, oh yeah, you know, your niece is here, bruh. Like, my baby's here. And for, you know, for this shit to literally come down to niggas being mad at me because they felt like I wasn't resharing things on Instagram, bruh. Like, this is literally what this shit boils down to, bruh. Niggas got mad at me for not resharing shit, and then niggas switched the narrative and try to play, oh, I built him a free car. Oh, fuck, bruh. Here's the messages right here. Y'all can want to pause it, zoom in on it. I literally was like, when you done, just let me know what I owe you. I'm like, this shit makes me not even want to keep the car no more. So I'll just pay you what I owe you and then probably just get rid of the car at this point. This is the second time I offered to pay him for the build. He was like, nah, bro, it's about us getting something in return, and we sure as hell didn't get the value we gave you. He was like, come get your car, bro, it's ready. He puts the car back together, and then he was like, don't make me laugh. He puts this video, or his little analytics showing that he made $30 off of a video. We've been working on this car for about 3 weeks now, and you're mad that, you know, YouTube just ain't shot up and people are blowing you up out of nowhere. It's like the car ain't even done. Like, how do you advertise an incomplete car when I'm already doing the best that I can with advertising and you know, showing people and putting it in front of people. We were like boys, bruh. Like I said, we were like boys. He was talking about he was gonna get into drifting. This was pretty much gonna be a shop build. It was gonna be a car that, you know, we go out, he comes to the event with me, he learns how to drive in it. So it wasn't like, oh, you build me a free car, I just do promotional stuff, which, like, it wasn't that, man. And you know, that's what is trying to get flipped and narrated as, but it wasn't that. Any other issue that I've ever had with any other shops, it was about just bad work being done that I've shown y'all. My relationship wasn't based off need and want. My shit was, you know, genuine. So, like, it sucks, man. It'd be hard for me to get on here and talk about shit. Like, I be having so much in my head that I want to say, and when it comes down to expressing feelings and talking about stuff, and like, I have a whole set, like I want to just get out and say, but when I try to say it, just comes out blottered and everything. Like I'm not good at expressing shit and saying how how I feel about shit, and like yeah, it should just be cluttered. But moving forward from here, I'm not interested in vlogging those shops. Even when I talked to D, I was like, man, we can write up an agreement or whatever. I was like, I don't even care to have my car posted on nobody's social media. I'm down to just drop my car off and pick it up and let the work speak for itself. And that's why I want to move forward, man. I want to go back to the old ways things were. Like if I'm working on my own shit, if I'm working with friends, or things are a tight circle, because a lot of people want to reach out. They see your audience, they see what you have to offer, and this shit is like a drug for people, man. Like deep down, man, all that shit for me was, it was, I was doing shit because I wanted to see people win, man. Y'all see how I operate with everybody around me, man. Like I really be wanting motherfuckers to win. I really be wanting to share what I can with people, to hopefully see that, like, yo, like, I made it out of bad situations, man, like bad, and here I am. So when people are saying they struggling or whatever, and you sitting there trying to help them, is people take that as, oh, you wanted something for free, you wanted something. Like, nah, this wasn't even like a sponsored free build to be like, I just want a free car, I'll give you promos. Like, this is supposed to be a brotherhood build. Literally, the people I was working with on this car were people that I trusted, that I wanted to work with and already had a relationship with. It would have been nothing for me to to pay for the car to get built. I had already paid for a car to get built. It wouldn't have been nothing. So yeah, man, like I said, I be doing, this shit just hurts.
Don't make me cry.
It be hurting. Like people try to, you see, like people try to make me out to be the bad person. You see how many people I try to help? Always try to help people, man. Always try to help people. Like when I was coming up and doing this shit, bruh, when nobody helping me, nobody showed me no ropes, nobody showed me nothing. When I was at home learning shit and doing shit in my grandma's driveway, I couldn't ask nobody, oh, can you give me a shout out? Can you help me do this so I can get on to do whatever. When I was working on cars and nigga doing side hustles, working on other people's shit, I wasn't begging nobody for no shout out to, can you tag me so I can get some work to come to my granny house so I can work on something to get some money? Like I never let my livelihood or my family's well-being be dictated on somebody else's likes or shares, man. I was always like, I'm gonna get out and go get it. Like I'm gonna find a way to do it. So for motherfuckers to be like, oh, it's a routine, yo, let's do this, you be tripping. It's like, bro, everybody got expectations and whatnot. So anytime if I say, nigga, some work was bad on one of my cars, it is what it is, man. It was what it was. I'm always gonna have receipts. I'm always gonna have conversations with people, because I know how people operate, man. These days people want to have everything as a cloud maneuver, so you really can't trust people. And the biggest shit is, this shit comes down to being able to trust and find people that are really genuine, versus like people that are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck with them, but I got my own secret motives. It's like, when you fuck with me, you don't need secret motives, man. You don't need to have secret agendas. I'm gonna always do my best to try to look out for motherfuckers, and that's the shit that hurts, bruh. Like that's really the shit that hurts, man. Like I looked at this nigga like my brother, and for us to fall out 100% over sharing or resharing stuff after I had already been promoting the out of this place before I even was before we even were doing a partnership on anything, I was already promoting like crazy. Always spoke highly, never nothing negative, always, man, always. And this shit really came down to them trying to flip it and saying I was mad because they posted the first startup, which I wasn't, to the whole argument blowing up at the shop over fucking reshares on Instagram, bruh. Y'all can go back, look at that shit, look at the popular videos. Everything is gonna be me and Black Aaron on there. Them numbers don't lie, man. The last month that my car was there, look at them numbers, man. Them numbers don't lie. So for a nigga to say, oh, you wasn't doing nothing for me, you wasn't promoting and helping me, like, yeah, like, nigga, yeah, I said you ungrateful. because you don't see the effort and the shit that I'm trying to genuinely help you with. If I'm offering to pay for my car in full, on top of still promoting you out of love, bruh, literally out of love, like no strings attached, bruh. I had no strings attached to this shit. I didn't care about the car. I cared about the relationship and the situation being right. And like I said, I put that on my fucking grandmother. I put that on myself, my baby. My shit was always genuine for niggas, bruh. Always genuine. And I really wanted to see niggas win, and I really wanted to win with niggas. That's all I ever wanted. I don't, like, my shit is already set. I'm good. I got bread, bruh. I got my house. I got cars. I'm straight. I don't need a handout from nobody at this point, bruh. My problem is I keep trying to help motherfuckers, and then they don't be grateful for the shit that I'm really trying to do out of genuineness, bruh. Because I remember what it was like not having motherfuckers to help you with shit. And nigga, when me and my granny was at her house, nigga, was sleeping in the motherfucking garage and shit like that. Like, I remember that shit, bruh. So I try to help niggas out of genuineness. Nigga, when my grandma was sitting there living off Social Security, I'm not really making much money, but I'm still at least trying to give half to, you know, to make sure she comfortable. And then when I did start getting money, first thing I wanted to do was you know, put friends and family on, get my own shit and make sure everybody good. Like, nobody helped me get here, bruh. Nobody could say, oh, I was tagging him, I was sharing him, I was promoting him. Like, nigga, when I was trying to do this shit and telling people about the idea on what I had, everybody thought I was tripping. Oh, bro, the camera and you, like, bruh. Like, that shit is just wild to me. Like, I've never wanted to do something out of beneficial reasons for myself, bruh. Like, never, ever. That's never been any of my motives. Like, why would I want a free car build or beg a nigga for a free car when I have the money to pay for the car? It was like, this was a whole partnership and brotherhood. Like, yo, this car is gonna be just as much as my car as it is your car. So for that shit to get flipped like that and try to bring other people in, like nah, this ain't a Works Customs, this ain't a Twinkie, this ain't a engine builder, this ain't none of that type of situation. Oh, it was about the startup. You wanted the free stuff. Like, between me and him, bro, he knows the real, and the narrative that's getting flipped, bro, that shit is so out of pocket, bro, so out of pocket. But you know, and then the last thing I want to say on here before I wrap it up, you know, obviously before I made this video, I did go watch Edgar's video, and you know, I really feel like, you know, I really felt like literally the trigger word that really kind of like set everything off on his end was when I said that he was ungrateful. But I think he probably took me saying, oh, you ungrateful, out of context as a whole for everything that was going on. I was just saying, far as a media standpoint, I was like, y'all niggas are ungrateful for literally seeing how hard I'm pushing for you. It had nothing to do with, oh, you been ungrateful for, like, that wasn't the context of when I said ungrateful. But at the same time, you know, honestly, I really don't feel like the issue that we have is with Edgar, man. Like, I really don't feel like I said, Edgar's always been like my brother. He's always been genuine. And when me and Edgar were talking about, you know, the situation about them posting the video, it wasn't even about, like I said, I was not mad. I told him, I was like, man, I was kind of, you know, I said my exact words. I was like, man, I was kind of hot that you posted the video out before me, but that's just lingo. He knows that's lingo. And his brother even said, he was like, you was hot, you was mad. I said, nah, but you know, I at least wanted to see and hear my shit start up for the first time, you know, at least be there. You know, I wanted to see it happen. Like, I didn't care who posted the video first. Like, that wasn't the problem. If it was just me and Edgar sitting there talking, that could have been something that we would have easily probably just talked through. But you know, the whole situation was, brother, oh, you don't really post nothing about you don't really post us. And again, the whole you don't post us thing was like probably how he felt when I said ungrateful. It was literally probably the same trigger word, man. And you know, he takes what he does to heart, and what I do, I take to heart, man, because like I said, I do my shit out of genuineness. And you know, for somebody to say, oh, I'm not helping or promoting, that shit was like a slap in the face, because you know, y'all seen how hard I've always pushed for them. even now here, it's like I don't have nothing negative to say, and I'm pretty sure, you know, one day me and Edgar could sit down and me and him will sit down, whatever, however has to play out. Maybe I don't know what's gonna happen, man. But at the end of the day, if it was two bosses talking and the conversation was between bosses and not, you feel me, a worker, then I'm pretty sure things wouldn't have got out of hand. But at the same time, y'all know I have a temper. I admit my faults and my flaws. I definitely have a big temper. So when shit hits the fan and things are starting to get loud, my thing is to go, I'm like, all right, if we're gonna go from 0 to 60, like what type of time niggas on? And that I 100%, I'm 100% at fault for that, because that's just how, I don't know, maybe that's just how I was raised. When somebody say fuck me, then it's like, hold on, bro, like, nigga, fuck you, like, like, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna hit you back harder. Like, that's always been mentality. And I really felt like, even with getting out the hood, making more money or whatever, I feel like a lot of the principles and ground things that you stand on, whether they're wrong or right, I don't really think they really get out of you. Like, even though I be wanting to put on a smile and be professional, sometimes you get that, you get into that mode, be like, nigga, hold on, like what you saying, bro? Like, you get that flip to where shit does go down like that. But man, like I said, I don't know how the situation gonna play out. Watching his video, I could tell he hurt by the situation. I can hear it in his voice. Like I said, we were brothers. Neither one of us can say that. I can't say that he never looked out for me or he didn't do good work. I can't say that. And at the end of the day, he feels like I called him ungrateful, and I also felt like that from a standpoint on what I was trying to do, I felt like they was ungrateful. And I really feel like that one key trigger word, that word ungrateful, was literally the spiral to all this. And I wasn't gonna jump on social and post nothing about it, but I posted a picture of my cars on the trailer. I was like, picked up both cars or whatever, we're gonna get back to work or whatnot. And then instantly off of a post, everybody, what happened with 650? I knew it, blah blah blah. And then you can see people going to his page. Mind you, I didn't say nothing at this point, nothing. I can see people going on his page, I knew Mike was gonna do this, or blah blah blah. You can see him liking it. Like, so I'm like, bro, I didn't even take nothing out of context. I didn't say nothing. But now you allowing people to feel like, that it was a business problem when it wasn't. So that's when I felt like, I'm gonna address it now, because now you're, passive aggressively liking stuff and letting people feel like I did something to cause this business relationship to go sour. And that's why, I was like, nah, this ain't about, none of that business stuff. This is about likes and shares and all that. That's what I felt like it was about. He feels like it was about one thing. It's a shitty situation, man. It is. At the end of the day, bruh, like, I don't wish nothing ill on him. I'm not, nothing. I don't want his business to suffer from it. The people that fuck with both channels that came from me, like, I still wish him the best. I still hope him success, because, I still got love for, for his kids, man. Like, still got love for the kids. Kids are innocent in the situation. End of the day, whether me and him are cool or not, I'm gonna still consider his kids as my nieces and nephews. So, I don't know what else to say about it. So, that's my piece with it. That's my side, bruh. People on both sides can take it how they want it, but that's what it is.